Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is my Sunday live reading session. I am so excited to be back at it again, answering some questions for you guys. Anybody who's interested, I will be going live again next weekend, but for free. So probably around the same time, Saturday or Sunday. Maybe I'll put a post up about it, but I will be going live again for free. But this has been requested. So many of you guys enjoyed the times I've done sessions like this. And so here I am again back at it. So the first person who's up for today is Kristen. And Kristen has a question. Kristen, you mentioned that you're going through a spiritual awakening this month, and it's just been like really difficult, and you're like breaking out of like some old codependent habits, and it's just been like an intense time. So you're wondering how can you find like your focus and your balance and peace again so that you can like discover your gifts and your purpose and everything. So the first thing I have to say before I pull cards for you is that it's really cool that you're like really aware of what you're going through right now, because sometimes when you first start going through the spiritual awakening process, it feels crazy and it's just like what's happening to me. So the fact that you're becoming so aware of like these tendencies that you have and like the things that have happened, and like you're starting to realize that you have a desire to want to go more towards your talents and gifts is really, really cool. So let's just get some general advice for you, kind of see where you're at, and just like leave it open to see what comes out. So, of course, we're going to pull first from my trusty Wildwood deck. You guys know the drill, right? You guys know how it goes. We're always going to pull from the Wildwood first, usually. Okay, so this is so funny. This is the spiritual awakening card for sure. Like your creativity is being activated, your kundalini energy is rising. And part of it is you're realizing that there's people around you that are like really toxic or that have been draining your energy or energy vampires. And maybe in some of these relationships, you're realizing how you played a role in that because you mentioned how you have like codependent tendencies. So I just see you as someone who's an empath. You want to make sure everyone's happy, maybe even people pleaser, want to make sure people around you like you. And that happens in life. Sometimes when we're like a sensitive person and we're an empath, we wake up one day and we realize, oh my gosh, like I'm living my life for everyone else. I'm not living it for myself. And I've been through that. So it's just really alarming because all of a sudden you're waking up to like the truth of what you are and who you are, but there's like this space where it's like a blank slate. It's like a fresh page. It's a blank canvas upon which you can build on. It's like you've got a lump of clay and you can, carve anything you want, but it's just hard because you're not on the other side. You don't have the final like progress yet of like what you've been through. So I just want you to know that this takes time. The spiritual awakening process takes time. Overnight, you're not going to discover your talents and gifts. Overnight, you're not going to like find like who you are. But it's amazing that you're at this place right now where you're wanting to go on that path. So you can trust the process and know that you're asking the right questions. Who am I? What do I like? What's important to me? What are my desires? What are my passions? What are my gifts? Like, what path can I go on to explore that? This is great. So, the next step for you really is all about creating space in your life. You need space energetically, physically, and emotionally and spiritually for you to be able to explore and try new things. So, you're looking at your relationships. I would ask you to think about your environment where you live. Are you living with family? Is your family acting toxic towards you, or are they controlling, or are they putting you down? Maybe they don't have the best intentions. Are you fighting with them a lot? Might be important for you to set some boundaries with the family or with the people that you're living with. Maybe spend some time at like a coffee shop, which is with your headphones on, journaling or like researching stuff that you're interested in, or go out into nature more, like on hikes or on walks. Like try to get outside, get in nature, because nature is like the biggest healer. If you have roommates, or if you have a lot of friends or coworkers, work that's like pulling you in so many different directions, you might have to set boundaries. Like, you don't always have to text back. You don't always have to answer that phone call. You don't always have to pick up that extra shift. This is learning how to say no to certain people, and sometimes even saying no without feeling like you have to explain yourself. If there's anybody you just don't feel like being friends with anymore, you don't have to be friends with those people. You don't even have to give them an explanation. There might be some people that you need to block, you need to delete, you need to move on from or separate yourself from. Or there might be certain people that you might not want to talk about certain subjects with, or you might not want to go around so often. So it's like you need to create space in your life. I think right now, resting is very important for you. Resting, relaxing, this would be a good time for you to book a massage, or to work on your skincare routine, or to clean your room or your house or your environment and get rid of clutter or anything that's just doesn't like serving you. Cleaning out drawers, cleaning out your closet, donating things, dusting, vacuuming, create a sacred space. And then you can move forward creatively. We talked about this a lot in the live sessions yesterday about making a vision board. Maybe you can make a vision board of things that you enjoy, things that are fun for you, what you want your ideal life to look like. You can write it down or on a list, or you can clip magazine pictures and paste them on an actual board and hang it up in your room with like inspiring quotes, so that you wake up looking at that every day and remind yourself of like what you're working towards and what your vision is. Because it's just like you have this empty space, clearing space, you're getting rid of any energies that are draining you or are distracting you from like your mission right now, which is really to just explore and discover who you are. Like, that's why you're here on this planet. We're all here to evolve, to grow, to explore, to become greater versions of ourselves. And it's a process. Take as long as you need to heal, to rest, to dream. I would suggest also journaling and writing your emotions and your feelings. And maybe if you have some darker feelings or more intense feelings or any anger or sadness, like write that out and take that piece of paper, rip it up and throw it away, or take that piece of paper out of your journal and burn it or something as like a expression of releasing these energies or cutting these cords. But the creativity card is right here for you in the middle, almost like you need to get your roots in the ground creatively. You need to find your creative path. And you're only going to find that through trying different things, exploring different things. So when you're feeling ready and up to it, sign up for some type of creative class, or start researching something creative you can do, maybe something with your hands. I personally started with painting. I just went out and got some like watercolor paper and some watercolors, and I just started painting. And like, I would hang out at home while I was going through my spiritual awakening, my time off from work, and I would put on healing music or crystal bowls, or I would put on podcasts that were uplifting. I loved listening to Infinite Waters. His channel's great. You can listen to my channel while you're painting, or you're making art, or you're crocheting, or using your hands, and just get your creative juices flowing. Get your hands working and get your mind focused on something that's positive or productive or uplifting. Start filling your head with thoughts and knowledge and information that you like and that resonates with you, okay? So you have to realize that when you're born here on this earth, from ages 0, from when you're an infant, a baby, all the way till 8 years old, your mind is like a sponge. It's like a computer almost that's being programmed, and you're just soaking up information that has been around you. So if you grew up in a traumatic environment or a toxic environment, or even if you just grew up wherever, like, you're going to take on opinions and thoughts from the people who raised you, from your community, from what you learn in school. And a lot of time our society tells us that our worth is measured by our productivity, that we're defined by what we do. And so that's why we get so much anxiety about, like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know like what job I want to choose, or I don't know what path I want to take. And like, you don't always have to make that choice right away. Like, you can take your time figuring out what you want to do. And just because you don't know yet, that doesn't mean that you're not worthy or that you're useless or something. You don't have to get in line, you don't have to follow what the man and what society says you have to do. So be gentle with yourself, like a rose, like a flower that's a bud that's unfurling. Be gentle with yourself. It takes time. You can't take that little bud of the rose and force it open. You have to just, nourish it and put it in a good atmosphere and make sure it's getting the nutrients and the sunlight and the things it needs, and let it happen on its own time. So that's my advice for you, is to nourish yourself. Fill your mind, reprogram your subconscious mind by listening to things you like to listen to, by putting in the knowledge you want to hear, by reading the things you want to read. As you're going through spiritual awakening, you're going to find that you're very sensitive to certain things, like certain music and bands and artists you like to listen to before might make you feel depressed, or might be intense, or you might not be aligned with. And you might just want to, kind of do a detox with music, or with the type of movies or television shows that you're watching, and really just be very gentle with yourself. Eventually you can go back to listening to whatever music or watching certain TV shows. Like, I think it's nice to be on this planet and to be human, and all music, even if it's depressing or intense or has crazy lyrics or whatever, is beautiful in its own way. And all movies and television, TV shows, they're artistic in their own way, but sometimes a lot of that stuff has a lot of anxiety, has repeated messages that are telling you over and over, I'm sad and I miss him and when's he gonna come back? And then, the TV shows are full of like anxiety and like adrenaline rush, and like it just, everything can be really intense. So just be kind with yourself right now. Nourish yourself. It's like you're going into a cocoon. So you need to be silent. You need to be still. You need to be observant. You need to just relax and allow this to happen. And so creativity is going to help you. You don't need to come up with some big idea of what your big plan is. Just start creating some type of vision board. Start writing down thoughts or feelings that are stressing you out and release them. And start working on some type of project with your hands to help clear your sacral chakra, and to help you to start flowing some energy through while you're going through this, and trust the process. Like, focus on what gives you joy. And remember, it's okay to have all these emotions and all these intense feelings. Sometimes when we're going through life, if our earlier life or our childhood or teenage years or whatever are really traumatic, in order for ourselves to survive, we will take a lot of that pain and we'll just stuff it down, because in the moment we can't handle it. We have to survive when we're going through a bunch of crap, So it's beautiful that our body and our mind does that in order to protect us. But what happens is, years later, sometimes all those emotions and all those things we stuffed down will start coming up. And so it's scary and it's uncomfortable, and like we want to run from it. We want to push it down again. So this is like a purging. Spiritual awakening is like a purging, where you're just releasing all of that. So if it gets intense for you, don't be afraid to seek professional help. I actually got therapy and saw a doctor when I was going through my spiritual awakening, or my quarter life crisis, or I don't know, psychotic break. It kind of feels like that. So don't be afraid to seek help. I think it's cool you're talking to me right now, but remember that you're not just a spiritual being, you're also a physical being. And so you might need to work on your diet. Certain foods that you ate before might not be settling in your body. You might need to drink more water, eat more fruits and vegetables, talk to your doctor. You might need to, sign up for professional therapy or counseling and make that a priority, and be willing to kind of flush this out and not force yourself to become that rose, blossom and bloom into that rose overnight. Don't force yourself out of that cocoon into the butterfly before it's time. But yeah, you're basically letting go of people, places, and situations that no longer serve you. And when I say no longer serve you, it's and you hear that a lot. I hear that quote all the time. what it basically means is just if it's not helping you and it's draining your energy, then you have the right to let it go. You have the right to make choices in your life that are best for you. So be perceptive, trust your spirit through this process, and I feel like you're going to be doing just fine. So let's go ahead and read you, let's see, a final message from this deck. I've been doing this a lot lately. I don't know this deck yet because it's a new one, but I'm really loving just like pulling a card sometimes for you guys and just reading what comes through the guidebook. So, Medicine Man. So this is just a message to encourage you. It's saying like you can accomplish more than believe. You are much more than you know. Your true being exists beyond all human imagination. If you allow your mental doors to open and step into the unknown with determination, your outer life is going to flourish as well. This is a chance for you to heal internally and externally as you go beyond your self-imposed limits. Become aware of your inner power. So that's like the process you're going through right now. How beautiful is that? I think this is a reminder to you that all of this work that you're doing on your inner self right now, in your inner state, will transform into changing your situation in your outer reality. And then this is the breakthrough card. I actually do know this card. I pulled it a couple times the past few days. This is just telling you that this is a breakthrough. Sometimes the breakdown is actually a breakthrough, and there's going to be an abundant situation for you on the other side of this as you become more aware of your internal power. So it's so exciting. I should definitely make more videos about spiritual awakening. I want to do a bunch of videos on that sometime soon, or like focus on that on the channel. I have a couple pick a card readings about spiritual awakening if you want to check it out on my channel. But yeah, I'm so excited for you. Keep going. I hope that this resonated with you, and thank you for your support. So, who's next, John?
Jade?
Okay, you got her question? Right.
It's in the chat if you want to read it.
Oh, just read it to me.
I feel like I'm coming out of my tower. I'm starting over with new friends and coming out of a bad relationship. I don't know what my next step is in life.
Okay, so,
My next step.
So Jade, this is basically a question for you. What is your next step? You feel like you're coming out of a tower moment, like you're making new friends and starting over. So that's really exciting. It's so exciting. I totally know what you mean with like the tower moment coming out on the other side. So let's just see and explore together what your next step could be. So possibility for your next step. Wow. Okay, so Jade, this just gave me chills. I think your next step is actually a really big step. And maybe that's what that tower moment was for you, was like preparing you for that. So this is a card about like taking a leap of faith, taking a big risk, and it's also about going on a journey, because this is like the Wanderer. And in the traditional tarot, this is the first card in the tarot, and it's like starting over. It's like a new journey, a new beginning, and you see this dude that has like this little like knapsack, and like you can see that he's gonna go on a journey and he's gonna go somewhere. He's gonna go on like an adventure. And then this is the horse, which symbolizes travel and freedom. So it makes me think that either travel could be very good for you, like to focus on maybe getting a job and like saving up some money, or getting like an extra job, or getting a side hustle going, basically saving money so that you can have more experiences and like explore like little parts of the world, so you can get inspiration and clear energy and like have fun and have experiences. Maybe that's something that's really important for you. If you've had a desire to travel, or there's a certain place you've always felt called to go, I definitely believe you should go. This could also be talking about moving somewhere, like moving out, getting your own place, getting your own apartment, or moving to a city that or a place that has better connections for you. Now, you just mentioned that you're making new friends, so leaving in the middle of all that and like going and moving to a completely new place might be like a little intense, or just it might not feel in alignment. If you already have a commitment like to a job or a workplace or to a education path where you are, I wouldn't worry. But if you've been thinking about moving already and you have a place in mind, this could be telling you maybe you should start working towards that move, or at the very least worked on travel. Now, I'm very biased when it comes to travel because you guys know I've been traveling the world for 2 years. Every 3 months or so, I move to a new place and I move to a new location. And I personally can say that it's definitely changed my life. I absolutely like have learned so much more about myself. I've been having like a very spiritual experience. And before I traveled, I just lived in the same place pretty much my whole life. I had been to a couple different places, like Hawaii and Mexico for little vacations, but I mean, going somewhere super foreign or going to a place you always dreamed of, like, there's just something very special about that. There's like little nuggets of information you can receive all over the world. So I would, if you have like a strong cultural heritage or a strong like ancestral roots in a certain place and like you've never been there before, it might be helpful to go there. Like for instance, if you're like, I don't know, Korean or something, and like you move, your parents are from there, but you've never been, or you've only been once, maybe try to go stay there for a summer or for a week, or however long you can to explore that or experience that. Like this is like going back to your roots kind of energy, or going to the place that makes you feel happy. And so I don't think that this is like all you're going to do with your life, but this might be your next step to create more freedom in your life, to travel. So yeah, let's talk about freedom now. This is about creating more freedom. This could even be about transportation. If you are having issues with your car, or you don't own a vehicle and you've wanted to and you think that's going to provide you more freedom, this could be talking about transportation, getting a car, upgrading your car, fixing your car, or whatever, so that you can travel more, or have more freedom, or drive more places, or have more opportunities to go certain places. So let's pull some more messages about your next step. I'm definitely seeing a message about you being open right now to a new relationship. Like, I do see like you've been struggling in love, or just feeling like you're never gonna meet the right person, or like you keep connecting with people where like you have an attraction to them, but the chemistry isn't there, or you're into them, but they're not into you, or they're into you, but you're not into them. It's like it's just not matching up. And so I think this is just a message coming out to tell you to stay positive, because there's something coming in. There's something coming in for you in love. And that's just a really random message. I think that's just something you're meant to hear. Yeah, I feel like you have favor of the spirit when it comes to love right now. Your feelings are real and worth exploring right now. If you want to explore love, or you want to explore romance, and like that's just kind of what you want to focus on. And so this to me sounds like having fun, exploring, being adventurous, like you're being prompted to do that. And funny enough, that's the type of energy that helps you to attract love. So maybe your next step has to do with attracting love and attracting romance in your life. Maybe that's a big intention that you have, and this is how you can get it: by embracing freedom, by connecting with the adventurous side of you, by taking a risk or a leap of faith, by going new places, by being spontaneous. So your next step has more to do with like experiencing life, tasting life, adventuring, traveling, and to make that a priority. Maybe these are some things you really want to do, and the universe is just telling you, look, this is what you want, go for it, take a step. And you know what? It doesn't necessarily always matter what step you take. It's just matters that you take a step, anything to move forward, anything to get the momentum going. It's the energy and the effort that matters, not the actual step that you take. So whatever you think is going to move you in that direction, take the step, okay? So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll move on to the next person. So who's next, John? By the way, you guys, the person that you're talking to in the comments is my partner, John, my husband, actually. So he's here to like answer your questions if you want to know if you're next, or if there's any spots open or whatever. So who's next?
Love is into my life. I'm happy and fulfilled. It's Sitan.
Okay, Sitlali, what's up? Great to hear from you again.
I'm happy and fulfilled as my boyfriend is everything I've wanted.
Aw.
Can we look into if we're going to settle together in the near future?
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy, Sitlali. So you found an amazing connection. You have a boyfriend. Things have worked out for you in love. I'm so happy for you because I know I've done readings for you so many times, and like this has been a journey for you. And that's just such great news to hear. So happy for you. And now you're just kind of wondering about the future. Like, are you guys gonna like settle together? Like, what's coming next in this relationship? Maybe looking into the future a little bit. You know, it's good to take it day by day in a relationship and like just be open. But we'll peek a little bit into the potential here with the cards today. All right. So it's for Sitlali and boyfriend. Current energy between you guys. Wow. This relationship is really helping you guys heal from like what you've been through in the past. Not everybody has a perfect family life, perfect upbringing. Some of us have parents that are less than loving, or one parent that's like kind of harsh with us, or emotionally distant or cold. So when you're growing up, your parents, your family, like that's your primary relationship, okay? And then when you get into a relationship with someone romantically, that becomes like your new primary relationship. So any trauma or any hurt that you've had in your primary relationship with your family is usually kind of worked out and healed and like sorted through romantic relationships. So I think it's interesting because I feel like this is a very healing relationship. To me, it feels like there's a mirror effect here, a very strong soulmate energy. And I mean, my mind instantly thought twin flame, like maybe this is the one, because I feel a very strong energy. However, time will tell. I'm not usually here to tell someone this is your twin flame, because I think that's a very personal thing. But I just have to say, I do feel something very special about this relationship. I feel a long-term potential here, and I feel like it's very healing. Like you guys can really be present with each other. Like this is a safe space. I feel like your partner is like very, has a very open heart, is a very sensitive soul, but still has like that strength, like a very strong divine masculine energy. It feels awesome. It feels like a very balanced relationship. Like this is someone you can trust, like you can open your heart to them. And so this is the flirt card, talking about like the stage you guys are at in your relationship. To me, it still feels like you're kind of in the honeymoon period, and like there's a lot of flirting still, and like a lot of fun, a lot of playfulness. And I feel like as time goes on, you might start worrying, like, are they really gonna want to stay with me? Are they really gonna want to be with me forever? And this is talking about settling into your worthiness, to just trust that this person has come into your life for a reason, that you most likely have a soul contract with them. And yes, maybe at some point it could end, but I feel like for you, being in the moment and being present with this person is so important, and realizing that you're worthy of this love. Keep opening your heart to receive this unconditional love, because your boyfriend is, I just feel like his heart is so open. So I do see a potential here for a wedding, or for you guys taking the next stage in the relationship, potentially moving in together. And look, this could be the one. I said that earlier. This could be the one. This is the person you've been praying for, wishing for, affirming, visualizing. So I think it's normal if you have any fears in this relationship, because once you finally open your heart to love someone, it's all happy and butterflies and sunshine and rainbows. And then you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, like what would happen if I lost this person? I literally had a dream last night that, like, for some reason, like, my partner had died or, like, wasn't with me anymore. John, who's here writing in the comments to you guys, it was so random, but, like, it freaked me out. But sometimes you have to face that possibility. Sometimes you have to, like, just sit in that energy sometimes and realize, like, no matter what, you're gonna be fine. Like, this person's a blessing in your life, but you don't need any more security. You don't need any more commitment from them. Like, you can be happy with what is. So I just keep seeing a message about not worrying about the future, not pushing for anything to happen. Like, allow them to lead you, allow this relationship to move at a natural pace. I feel like you're doing that already, but if you want something to kind of ease your mind, I am seeing here in the cards a very strong potential of a wedding here. Like, I'd be very surprised if this wasn't something you guys talked about and started working towards at some point. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen soon. Like, I don't think there's going to be a ring on your finger like this year or anything. You guys still have a lot to kind of work through together and more time to get to know each other. I'm trying to pull like a timeline for you to see when this could possibly happen. But I keep getting cards that are just like, it might not be for a while. Don't worry about it. They're not giving me a timeline, which is frustrating. I'm like, come on, you guys. But he's in it. He's in it to win it. Definitely. Commitment, wedding, this could be the one. These are really good cards that I don't necessarily get for everyone. So let's go ahead and pull a final message for you about what you need to know about this relationship as you guys work more towards a future together, okay? I'm going to pull from this book, read you the message from it. This is the Journey of Love Tarot. I'm loving it. It's oracle cards for love. Her Grace. Ooh. Give me a second. I think this is just a message about embracing your femininity, empowering yourself to step into your feminine presence. Like, you're growing, you're finding wisdom, your creativity is expanding. There's like a sudden burst of feeling. Like, this person's really helping you to step in to your divine feminine energy. This is telling you to celebrate yourself, celebrate your divine feminine energy. I think it's a very simple message. It's almost like, don't worry about anything that you need to do in this relationship or force anything to happen. This is all moving along in perfect timing. I'm honestly looking and trying to find, like, you know me, I'm always looking and seeing, oh, is there any blockages here? Is there anything you can do? But really, your message is just to open up to receive this love. And that's what femininity is. It's a state of receptiveness, not trying to worry, predict, control, or manipulate outcomes, just being open. So I'm seeing a lot of potential here for you guys. This is a blessing and you deserve it. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of it, because you already are. You already were. You always will be worthy of this beautiful unconditional love. And I sense that, like, how about we pull their feelings real quick? I mean, you could probably just talk to your boyfriend and be like, how do you feel about me? Let's talk about us, if you really want to know. But just for fun, let's just see like where he's at with it. Oh, well, he has romantic feelings for you. And I just keep getting that message. He's in it to win it. He feels very strong connection. He wants to treat you. He wants to do all those romantic things. You guys are still in that honeymoon phase of the relationship, and you're starting to open up your innermost selves to each other, and the bond is deepening. And I think that this is just telling you, look, all of us women, we have the side of us, the distorted feminine. We all have this shadow side that tends to be at times clingy and needy and manipulative and worried and judging and comparing ourselves to others and like needing reassurance and this is just saying like you're gonna slip into moments like that throughout this relationship, throughout your life. To just hold that side of yourself, be present with that side of yourself, and realize that there's nothing that he can do that's going to make you feel more supported or more secured. I mean, he's going to keep loving you. He's going to keep being there for you. You guys are going to keep growing in your connection and your ability to communicate and your ability to create harmony with each other. But you have to always work on the harmony within as well. I'll tell you just a little story real quick. When I first started dating my husband, I was like super excited. Things were great, honeymoon stage, but then I was like, okay, like what are we? You know, I wanted to know, like, does he want to commit to me? Are we going to be in like a monogamous relationship? And finally, after like 6 months of dating, we were like, okay, like let's be together, let's change our Facebook statuses and all that. And I was very, very happy for a while. But then I was like, wait, does he love me? I want to know if he loves me. And so after some time, he told me he loved me for the first time, and it was amazing and it was awesome and I was happy, and we kind of moved on. And then after a while, that wasn't enough. And I needed to know, I needed more. I needed like, okay, so like, what's next? Are we going to move in together? And then, you know, we moved in together. And then it was awesome for a while, and then it wasn't like enough. And I was like, okay, well, are we gonna get married? Then we like talked about marriage and we got engaged. And then it was all like, oh, are we actually, you know, gonna make it down the aisle? And we were planning the wedding, and like, you know, then we finally got married, and it was so exciting, and I was happy for a while. And then I realized, oh my gosh, like I mentioned, there's nothing, you know, he's an amazing partner and supportive to me. It makes me feel safe, it makes me feel secure, but like it's never going to be like enough, because that the void that you feel where you just need more and more and more, like that's the love you have to give yourself, you know, if that makes sense. Like that's like this energy of needing to be okay with where you are in this relationship, not forcing the progression along. Like then what's it going to be next? Oh, are we going to have a kid? Oh, are we going to buy a house? Like sometimes in life, we just want to always chase after the next thing, chase after the next thing, especially in relationships. And we're like, if only they could tell me they love me, if only they could marry me, if only I knew if we were going to live, you know, then I'd be happy. But you can know, you can see it in the cards, you can experience it, you can have that ring on your finger and still not feel that sense of security, because that's security that comes from within. So presence is super important. Presence is super important because tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know? And who knows? His path could take him one direction, your path could take you another. All that matters is the love that you guys are sharing right now in this moment. All that matters is the love that you're sharing today. Keep taking it day by day and allow this path to unfold. The future looks really bright for you guys. Keep working on your feeling confident and worthy in yourself. Let him be the cherry on top to your already amazing life. Let him be a partnership. Let the love he's giving you right now be enough. Now, of course, in relationships, you got to stand up sometimes. You got to speak your truth. You got to set boundaries. You got to draw a line sometimes. So I'm not saying be a doormat, let him walk all over you. It's enough. You know, it's about balance here. But what I'm seeing for you is basically to trust in the unfolding of this process and in the timing of it. And like, this is a very, very strong connection. Beautiful energy here. There's a strong sense of playfulness, very compatible. A lot of passion here, and we're getting that wedding card, and this could be the one. I think that this is really something, okay? I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. All right, so who's next? I gotta do one more before I switch phones.
Is my therapy?
Okay, so
What's the name?
this is for my therapy.
When will I find love? It's gonna be my birthday next week. I'm excited to know what's going up.
Oh, happy birthday. It's going to be your birthday next week. That's so exciting. And you're wondering, when will you find love?
It's actually. Remember?
Let me see. Who is it? No.
You don't remember?
Okay, sorry. Just talking to my assistant, making sure I got your question right. So, happy birthday. It's your birthday next week. And you're just wondering, when will you find love? Okay, so we'll pull you a timeline. Timelines can shift. I do so many readings here every day. Like, sometimes I give people timelines. A lot of the time people are like, yes, it happened right when the card said. And other times people are like, it's been a year, nothing happened. Girl, you said it was gonna be in September. So, you have the authority over your life to make certain choices and decisions that align you with your potential. This timeline I'm going to pull for you is a potential based off your energy right now. And then I'll pull some cards to ask, like, how can you best align with this potential, and like what's coming in for you, and just kind of like feel it out and see what's going on here. Okay, so timeline. Okay, so we're getting the Four of Wands. And so the Wands energy is like a fast energy, okay? A fast energy. It makes me think maybe 4 months from now, okay? But I want to confirm that. Is this months? Am I on the right track here with this timeline? Here's another Wands, and here's like a dude that's coming in. Love that's coming in. So I'm going to say yes. Maybe around 4 months from now. One more clarifier. Yep, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups. I'm going to say probably this summer is you're going to find love, okay? Potentially June, July. Very possible you're going to find love quite soon. Yep, and here's a new relationship, a honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. That's something else that makes me think about this summer. Because holiday time, travel, spending time near the water, maybe this could even be someone you meet on vacation, or you're going on trips with. And so that's really cool. I'm like really happy that we got like such a specific message with that. So can we get any messages about who this person potentially is, or like your path leading up to this person and to this new love? Happy birthday, you get a soulmate. Best birthday present ever. It's really interesting. I feel like people who just kind of sit around waiting for love and like just aren't really doing much with their life, and they're like trying to distract themselves with love, tend to create a blockage, and like love just doesn't come. And I know that from personal experience because I've been there before. So this is a card talking about your path right now and like what's leading you to love. I don't think you need to do anything to get love. You're already worthy, but I think this is about like how can you like best align your energy to like vibrate on that level and attract it into your life. Like how can you create some good vibes around you that are going to help you in the meantime, and also like create a portal for this love. So this is talking about how you're at a crossroads right now. And I think you're really starting to think about your creativity, because this is the Empress. This is like the card that's talking about creativity, your artistic side. How funny is it that like everybody's been getting this message lately about exploring creativity, about exploring your talents and gifts. And this is a card that's talking about your dreams, maybe like moving to a new house or becoming independent or like bringing more wealth into your life, more luxury, like becoming more stable, more secure, like maybe a specific place you want to go to, like I want a house by the beach and a little dog and like my partner to like you kind of have these little dreams or fantasies in your life of how you want to be, how you want to live. And so I think the crossroads is just telling you, look, you have an opportunity right now to make some choices to better align with like what you desire for the future. And as you make those choices and as you start to walk that path, like that's going to lift your vibe up. It's going to put a bounce in your step. It's going to put you on a good energy, and that's going to help you to attract love. Here's the Two of Hearts, a love card. So some of this might have to do with your work. I see something about saving money, or like money is really important to you right now, like working on career, working on avenues for income, saving up, like getting ready to like getting everything in order. That way, when you meet this person, you have time to just be in the moment and explore or travel with them, have fun, and you're not like worried about all this and like falling in love with someone and then like trying to put out all these fires. It's not like love always has to come at the perfect time. You don't have to have everything in your life aligned perfectly in order to attract this person. It's just you got some choices to make. You got some steps to take here that could help open you up more. So those are just some tips for you. I feel like this is a really encouraging message telling you like your dreams can become your reality. And it's not always about the dreams. It's about like the path on the way there can be fun. It's not always about the destination. It's the journey too. I think you're just being supported to keep on this journey, and that the right person is going to meet you along the way. I think this is someone you could move in with, because I keep seeing something about a house or an apartment. Like that, I wonder if that's really important to you right now, if you're trying to move out on your own, or if you're trying to upgrade, or if you're trying to move somewhere, like something about a house. I just keep seeing a house everywhere in the cards. And then it makes me think like this person like could be moving in with you, like, or it will help you manifest that. Sometimes when we pray, we wish, we fantasize, we set a goal or an intention, the answer to our prayers sometimes comes like through a person. So maybe this romantic partner is going to answer your prayer for romance and for wanting to connect with someone in a loving way. And but maybe they also are going to help you manifest something with your career. Maybe you guys move together, pool resources, get a place together or something. That's obviously kind of way off in the future, but maybe this person has something more to do with some of your intentions or your manifestations than you'd think. So this is balance, this is timing, this is patience. Now that you have a slight window into the future, maybe this will help you not to worry so much about love and romance, and can help you refocus on your personal goals. Because whoever this person is will catch up and will help you along the way. For some, yeah, this is money, this is savings, this is getting another job or saving for a move or something. I don't know why, but I'm not able to pull this person's personality. I keep pulling more and more cards, and maybe it's meant to be a surprise readings for this week, but for you, it's almost like don't worry about the person. This is like your focus right here with your stability, your security, your creativity. But this says it's safe for you to love. Open your heart. I definitely think if you want to go out and do a little bit of dating right now, that could be something that can help or open up your energy a little bit. So yeah, let's pull you a final message here. Anything else you need to know about your love life? Yep, serendipity. You're going to meet this person in a really serendipitous way a couple months from now. We keep seeing something about a boat and some water. It makes me wonder, are you going to meet this person by the beach, by the lake, by the river, by the ocean? Or is that going to be where you guys go together a lot? It sounds really exciting, like a summer romance that ends up like a fling that turns into a long-term relationship. That's kind of what I'm sensing here. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to go ahead and end this session just for now so I can take a quick 5-minute break, clear my energy to make sure that I'm fresh for all of you guys and switch to another device because this one is just about to die. So make sure that you guys click on to part 2 of this session and I will see you soon, okay? Any questions you have for my assistant, just hang on for a second because my assistant is going to be back in the next session, okay? Are you good, John? All right, I'll see you soon.